I'll read a few of the remarks. My office insisted that they do some notes for me. So I'm going to read that, but in between, of course, we'll have a session where I'll be able to brief you on a couple of things that we are doing within the industry so that you get to speed to understand your contribution and how we acknowledge the role that you play in the growth of the floriculture industry. The launch of Solvit is timely as the growers endeavor to acquire quality plant protection products and crop solutions to assist them in producing an excellent crop. This plays a big role in achieving high quality flowers and increased production per unit area while reducing unnecessary post-harvest losses. And I'm happy that already Syngenta is looking at every rows counts. And therefore, we want to reduce that as much as possible. We know that great companies are built on great products. Business is all about the customer. And the customer we are talking about here is the grower who wants a product that is of quality and is of value. Generally, every customer wants a product that sorts out his problems and is worth of the money they're investing. As Syngenta, you have managed to maintain this for a long time. The introduction of Solvit to deal with the powdery mildew control, and I think is also dealing with other challenges that we have, such as botrytis and also rust, is key to the floriculture industry. Not forgetting that it can be integrated with what we call the IPMs, the Integrated Pest Management System for total approach to sustainable pest management. Such an approach will facilitate meeting the ever-increasing stringent market requirements on safety and environment protection, among others, and especially as we have the push from the international market through the Flower Sustainability Initiative, FSI, which is in the process of developing a new criteria. Initially, we had a criteria that was only looking at the social aspect of our business and also what we're calling environmental. But they're splitting this environmental aspect of the business into good agricultural practices and also looking at the environmental sustainability. The vision is that by 2020, we will have 90% of the flowers that come from all the major countries that Syngenta was able to show us here. 90% of those flowers needs to conform to those three parameters that are becoming more critical, especially as we look at the use of pesticides. With tens of thousands of Kenyans dependent on the income from the flower industry, working in the local flower farms, and the horticulture workers and everyone in between the value chain, growers are constantly on the lookout to improve the sustainability of their farming methods. Such as we can see that in the last few years, there has been a number of positive signs, especially on the environmental front. We recommend Syngenta for always being in the forefront on innovation and producing chemicals and solutions for growers with successful and efficient products to control pests and diseases, contributing to sustainability in the floriculture industry. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that as floriculture industry, we have our own challenges, especially within Kenya. You know that through the tax bill 2018, there's been an increase on our pest control products by 16%. And this is going to push the cost of producing flowers and by extension all agricultural products that depend on pesticides to unsustainable levels. As stakeholders, we are concerned that this will have a real negative effect on agricultural output as a whole, but especially for our flower our flowers that entirely depend on pesticides. We see this as something that the government needs to come in, because we have seen an increase, some between 25 and 50% increase in our cost of production because of this. We understand that this, coupled with other challenges that we are going through as a country, you know that we have a shortage of fertilizers, and as Kenya Flower Council, we have been on the forefront, working together with relevant government ministries, the Office of the President, Kenya Bureau of Standards, so that we are able to surmount these as quickly as possible. But we know that this shortage, coupled with the increase in the levy on fuel, we have gone through a very interesting season, especially with our cold weather. We know that our volumes may not be very impressive if this is not dealt with urgently. So we are calling the government to remove. We are calling on the government to remove the 16% VAT on pesticides and urgently engage us as stakeholders so that we can find the best way forward. This, as I've said, is going to compound a lot of the challenges the growers within the floriculture industry are having. And especially as we see the push from Europe, especially on pests such as the fall armyworm and FCM, we see these as big challenges to our industry. And the influx of some cheap products into the Kenyan market. If you have been in Kenya for some time now, you know the push by the government to get rid of substandard products, especially inputs into this country. We know that there are many people who are taking advantage of this, and we may not be able to reap much if we keep using these substandard products. So the launch of this product today is an interesting outcome for us of a process that we have been yearning for, because we are constantly dealing with botrytis, especially during the cold seasons, and a lot of growers, some who are in the room and those who have interacted with the period between April this year and around June this year was a difficult period for them dealing with botrytis. We are committed to dialogue with relevant government ministries and departments to find practical solutions to unlock all these challenges that we are currently dealing with. As the Kenya Flower Council, we are happy that we are steering an industry that is on upward growth. Even amidst all the challenges we had last year, we still managed to do a 12.8% growth as horticulture. Out of that, of course, you know, 71% is can be attributed to flowers, the cut flowers and ornamentals. We brought in an excess of more than 115 billion Kenya shillings from cut flowers, fruits and vegetables. Of course, we know that tea remains the number one export commodity, but we are working tirelessly every day. We are becoming optimistic that in the next 5 to 7 years, we should be able to overtake tea to become the number one export commodity from Kenya. We are working towards that end in being able to support the growers by providing a conducive environment, both in terms of legislation and also in terms of access to the inputs that they require, so that our volumes will go up. But we're also intervening at the international market, where we believe that we can be able to compete with the likes of Ecuador and Colombia. And as Netherlands goes down in terms of volumes, that is a happy story for us. Actually, Netherlands is one of the countries in the world where we have the balance of trade in the favor of Kenya. It's only actually, I think for now, it's only Netherlands, Pakistan, and Uganda, that we have the balance of trade in our favor, and we want to maintain that. We believe that we continue to play a critical role in bringing in foreign exchange to this country. So even as the government thinks about the Big Four agenda, we are right on the table because we believe that our economy needs to be an export-oriented economy, and the flower industry is one of those that have demonstrated over the years that we can show double digits in terms of growth every year. As KFC, we acknowledge Syngenta, who is also one of our associate members, as an astute leader in building and cementing trust and partnership within the floriculture industry. Great things, we know, can only be done by many people. And so as you begin this journey, we believe that we'll be able to work with you, support you, and link you up with our growers so as to take advantage of the product that you are launching today. We are going to work with you as a team to support you in all ways that you need. So I will take this opportunity to thank the Syngenta team for making things happen. And to the growers, we believe that this is an opportunity you need to take care of, so I cannot overemphasize that. We congratulate again Syngenta East Africa on the launch of Solvit, and we are here to give you the support that you need and to assure you that as industry leaders, we see this as a breakthrough on a number of things that continue to pull us back, and we're able to push forward working closely with you. I'm sure we'll have another sessions to interact, questions about the industry. But as I said, we are in an industry that is promising. If you look at the numbers that were here, I think you can see where we've come from. In slightly over 20 years, we've been able to move, to grow over 62%. And that is huge. I think within that same time, Netherlands have dropped, I think, about 45%. So we are happy with our growth, and we're looking forward to working very closely with you, those who are around the tables here, so that we can be able to move and make a huge contribution in this industry. Thank you.